So, rediscovering self. The 3 stages of coming back to you. So, you've spent so long being what everybody else needed that you started abandoning yourself. Now you don't know who you are. Here's how to come back to yourself. So, rediscovering yourself isn't a destination. It's 3 stages. Learn to find out where you are right now. So, the feeling of not knowing yourself anymore. And and that's been a journey for myself too. Like first was the sobriety stuff and the trauma healing and everything like that. But then it became like I was doing things and I was hanging out and, going along with what other people wanted, what their agendas were. And I wasn't taking ownership of mine, and I wasn't really looking and thinking about what I wanted or felt. And I was so disconnected from it. I did not know what I really wanted or needed. And when I went for it, it's like it felt so uncomfortable. It felt so uncomfortable, like being able to look after myself, or just saying maybe it was something like I want a bit of space, or I only want to hang out at certain times, or no, I don't want to do that. Like if I was to go on with other people's opinions and stuff, I'd do it because if I didn't, I'd feel like I'd be left behind or abandoned or rejected, and so I went along with what other people did. And so there's a few times I had to take a look and see for that I needed to get to know myself a bit better, get to know who Shane is, and that's it. It took time. And I had to do things like I guess it was like I had to look like I was going to be an asshole. And, to be honest, maybe there was a bit of that, but I found, having boundaries, and you get to learn who's going to be in your life and who's going to respect you. And, boundaries need to be healthy and for you, right? Like, and it could be so many different things. And that's what I'd ask, the men, like, if, you gotta figure out what are your wants and needs and stuff like that. And like, if you're one of those guys that are thinking about like other people and helping other people and looking for the validation in other people, and just so you can feel good enough about yourself, I'd say what you should do is start looking inward. Validate yourself. Take care of yourself. Love yourself. Nurture yourself. And so you got to start noticing these masks that we put on, and it's almost in a way it's like there's things like where, like, if I'm doing something nice for you, am I really doing this something nice for you, or is it because I'm expecting you to do the same thing? And to me, that's manipulative. That's not right. And it's like coming off, oh, I'm being nice, I'm being this, but it's like, no, it's not. This is because I'm expecting. I'm trying to use the power of reciprocity to get what I want from other people. And it's good to start noticing the masks that we put on, the patterns, the people pleasing. Like if we're smiling when we're not, when we're feeling a certain way, it's important to get to learn who you are. It's important to become aware. So step 1 is about awareness. So becoming aware of these masks, of these patterns, of the people pleasing, and who is it with? Is it with your spouse? Is it with your friends? Is it and you can feel it. You gotta be in touch with yourself, like inside here. Like if it doesn't feel good in here, your spirit, your body's telling you, you should not be doing that. Whatever it is, you should not. Maybe it's going along with something. And don't get me wrong, there's things too, like if you're in a committed relationship, you got to make compromises, but you have to state what you want. You have to state what you need. You have to state those kind of things, like just being able to do that. Like if you got to start off with that before you can come to a compromise. And if you're one of those people that are trying to figure out what other people want and just going on with that, or being scared to say what you're really thinking or what you're really wanting to say, then that's a form of people pleasing. And I mean, you don't have to be going open and honest with everybody. I'm talking about the meaningful relationships that you have, the friendships or families or spouses. You got to come to a place where you're feeling you could be open and honest with them. And there's certain things that you could learn, like there's these things called I statements, and you can tap into your feelings. Like, you could go on Google and you could look up a chart and just look up emojis or something, and then look and see what feelings associated with them, and just look at how you feel about things. Get in touch about your feelings and your emotions, and learn to express them to your loved ones. Like, say if your spouse or somebody said something to you that you didn't like or you didn't appreciate, you could say, hey, I feel hurt when you say that. Or I feel sad when you say that. I feel frustrated. I feel annoyed. I feel, you could also go the opposite way. If you feel good about it, let them know. It doesn't always have to be about negative stuff. You got to let them know what feels good. Hey, that feels good when you say that. I really love it that you complimented me, or you did this for me, or I love hearing you say that. It makes me feel enlightened. It makes me feel good. It makes me feel happy. I feel ecstatic. I feel excited, and it's just learning to figure out all types of these emotions. So yeah, stage 1 is about awareness. Stage 2, separation. So you got to let go of who you were for others. And it's going to be uncomfortable at first. Like, it's not going to be easy letting go of being the people pleaser or going along with things just so you can feel accepted or validated. You got to let go of that person, of who you're hanging on to. And I think understanding too, this might isolate or feel isolating in some sense, because there's going to be people that might come in your life and there's going to be people that go. And so if you let go, so you got to let go of how you were. Like say if you're just giving a ride to somebody on a regular, maybe it was expected of you to do that. Maybe it could be like, hey, gas is fucking expensive. Maybe you should throw in a few bucks, or hey, I can't be doing this. I can only do this for another few days, or whatever, a week, or maybe the last day, whatever it is for you. And that's the thing, is you got to let go of and however other people react. Like, that's not a reflection on you. That's a reflection on them. That's their stuff. And so if you come up across and you have boundaries, and if you're scared of the conflict and those kind of, or it feels uncomfortable, just keep going. And like I said, if you use those I statements, saying I feel this way when you say this, or when you do this, or when you don't do this, it's going to feel comfortable saying that, but maybe the reaction might not be. It might not be what you expect. It might come off, and it could be, maybe it could come off in a negative way. But if whatever they show, or however they react, is that has nothing to do with you. And it's important to realize that. And so letting go of who you were for others is like a form of self-love. So in that stage 2, you got to separate. You have to, but I'd also say stage 2 is coming to know who you are, and coming and learning to reconnect and to attach and figure out who you are, attached to your feelings, attached to your emotions, attached to those sensations that feel good for you, that feel right for you, and the ones that don't. If there's something where it gets your stomach in a knot, that's not feeling good, and it's your body and your spirit is telling you something. Listen to it, and then ask yourself, just on a regular, what do I want? What do I need? Why don't I feel good about this? Why don't I like this? Why don't I want to go along with this? And figure that out. And what you're doing, are you really doing the things that you're doing? Are you really doing them because you want to do them, or are you doing it because you expect others to do it for you? Or are you doing these things because you want to feel accepted, you want to feel loved? And that's the things. And don't get me wrong, if you're really doing something for somebody and you're I'm doing this, but you don't care about the outcome, that's a good place to be. And you got to give till you feel good, and then don't give anymore. And if you're feeling depleted and you're thinking about, helping others or doing something for others, and you're feeling depleted, you got to look at that too. Are you distracting yourself by helping others to get out of yourself? Maybe that could be important, but you also got to give to yourself too. When you're not feeling so good. And so if you're thinking about, and you're the kind of guy that's always giving to others and always, working on pleasing others and being I'm I'm not going to rock any boats or anything like that, then start looking at what you can do for yourself, what you want, and start getting and having reconnection with yourself and your feelings. And so stage 3 is integration. And so it's building the man you want to be. And it's just figuring that out. And you can do that in many different ways. And you can find, family members, friends, or people that you met that, you see what they got and you go for what they, if they have what you want, go for it. Go talk to them. You could look at people. There's so many people on social media today that you can learn from. And so you can figure that out too. Now I'm teaching you. Like, share, follow. Free guides are in my bio. Let's build together.